I'm Nick, and I'm a music producer who is currently working on his very first video game called Inspire. I always like to tell stories with my music. My music is always really cinematic. So I thought, let's try and make a video game. I mean, how hard can it be? Well, as it turned out, very. I've been actually working on this game for 2.5 years and it's been in development for a long time, but now I want to really start with a development series because I'm going towards the release of the game. So as a first devlog, I just want to take you back a bit for how this game came to be and the decisions that I took and how the game developed into what it is now. I always liked top-down games, especially like Diablo, which I played a lot in the past, and I really like sci-fi themes, which I'm really amazed with the universe and stuff, and I tried to do something where I could combine the two. So I came up with a top-down shooter in a sci-fi settings where you as a player fight off an alien invasion. The game features a semi-open world of which all the zones are randomly populated. The zones itself, they are as they are, but everything that happens in the zone is randomly generated or has some sort of dynamic events to make the zones cool to revisit in a way. One of the main things in the game to make this happen is dynamic weather system, so the weather changes. Certain things happen at night, certain things happen during daytime. There are seasons in there as well. And it's just a great way for me to keep the same level, same structure, which you can easily move around in, but also make it feel new. One of the main things that I took as a decision early on is that I don't want to have a mini-map. And to make sure that the player still knows where to go, I decided on a fixed camera view so you can't rotate the camera. And this way makes it really easy to know where everything in the zone is once you've been playing around in the zone a bit. Now another game that I've been playing in the past a lot is Destiny. And what I really like with Destiny is how you can have a lot of movement going on. So I want to try to make a top-down game where you can also move around freely. So I came up with a really cool companion, which is actually a backpack which can transform into a jetpack. Think of Destiny, Diablo and Jetpack Joyride combined, and then you got my game with some really cool shooter action. With Inspire, I want to give the player a lot of freedom to move around and do things the way they want to do. There's basically one objective in the game, and that's defeat the aliens. There's a certain place you have to go, but how you get there, how fast you get there, that's up to you. And the whole game is revolved around exploration and modification of your arsenal. So you have a lot of different abilities that you can switch around, and there's a lot of cool weapons to find, and also something that's recently introduced, of which I'm really proud of, is a weapon modding system. The way you can modify these weapons is using transformers and modifiers. Modifiers, what the name says, it modifies the stat like fire rate, magazine size, etc, etc. But the real fun thing is in the transformers, which basically transforms how the weapon behaves. So you can have like a shotgun which shoots like homing rockets. You can have a laser rifle which shoots bullets that ricochet between targets. If you have some cool ideas for different kind of projectiles, let them know in the comments, because I'm always looking for new ideas. So in short, aliens here, they're not that friendly, so we gotta try to defeat them, otherwise they will basically obliterate us. In terms of art direction, I went for a stylized look. I started off really low poly because I just couldn't model anything back in 2020 when I started this game. But nowadays I've learned how to use Blender, I learned more about texture and stuff, so I went for more stylized look, which is also doable for me to model all the assets. Quite proud so far of how it looks, but there's of course always room for improvement. I hope I've given you a little bit of an idea of what I'm trying to achieve with this game and what I'm working on. And of course, I really hope that you like what you see. If you like what you see, it would mean the world if you could wishlist the game. It really helps me as a developer out a lot, because then I can track how many people of you are interested in the game and also be the first to be notified when something new is happening in the game. I thought it would be a good idea to do a Q&A at the end of each devlog. Since this is the first devlog, I asked my girlfriend to send them some questions. Be sure to write down your questions below so I don't have to ask her each month. The player is a bionically enhanced collector who works for Collector Corp. Collector Corp is basically Earth's main contractor for all kinds of jobs. All personnel at Collector Corp, once they've been at the company for a certain time, get access to a bionic upgrade, and you as a player chose for the bionic arm. So gone is the old flesh arm, and now you got a really nice bionic arm which can do all kinds of cool stuff. As of yet, no. But it might be, but as of yet, no. First I want to focus on getting the game ready for PC, but I'm already working on the sidelines making it work for Steam Deck, which is not that big of a leap from PC towards the Steam Deck, so it will be on Steam Deck, but consoles may be down the line. The world of Inspire is divided into several zones. At the moment there is the city, the forest, the cave, the valley, the jungle, the snowy place, the mountain place, the crater, the swamp, and that's it, I believe. And the desert, if I haven't said that yet. In terms of questing, the game has a similar approach to Breath of the Wild. There's one main objective that you have to do, but how you go about it is totally up to you. No. Well, your backpack is sort of a vehicle when it turns into a jetpack, but there are no like cars or anything that you can use to travel around. Yes, there are 3 types of shops. Shops where you can buy weapons, shops where you can buy consumables, and there's also shops where you can sell all your valuables. I'm currently finalizing a system where you can find places where you can dig for valuables, like minerals, like all kinds of really valuable stuff. This of course won't be without risk, because enemies will notice the digger and will try to destroy the digger that you've placed. You have to make sure that the enemies don't destroy the digger before it completes the digging process. So that's a really exciting feature that I'm hopefully fleshing out totally this month. There are close-ranged abilities, like the Bionic Smash for instance, which smashes your bionic arm on the ground, damaging enemies which are close by. So in that sense there's some melee combat. No, I started with both weapons and armor customization, but I noticed that with weapons there was much more gameplay opportunities, at least for my game. So at the moment I'm focusing more on different kind of weapons. The story is told through voice-acted TV broadcasts which tell you something about the story and the things that are happening in the world. There's also written dialogue, and there's a lot of visual storytelling in the world which shows you what's actually happening in the world. If you want to be featured in the next Q&A, send your questions below and we'll get to them in the next devlog. In this devlog we've mostly looked back, but the next devlog, which will be each month, not sure which day of the month, but there will be a devlog each month until release. I will be really showcasing everything that's been worked on this month. Now I'm in the midst at the moment of finalizing the new player experience, where I'm working on the story, but also I'm doing a UI overhaul. As you saw in some of the earlier footage, it's all really black and white, but now I went for more of a colored look in the UI, which I think is much more fitting to the game. If you'd like to know more about the game, feel free to visit the socials of Inspire below. I also have a Discord where you can join people that are already following the game, and I'm just trying to build a really cool community there. But that's all for me this video. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll talk to you all on the next devlog.